Organizes these exhibitions all over India, and this exhibition is being held in Chennai to give a marketing platform to all our viewers from all over. Majority are from Tamil Nadu, there are from Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal, a lot of other UP, and this is giving the citizens of Chennai also exposure and possibility to buy various handloom items at very reasonable cost. So this is for fortnight, this exhibition, and here the Honorable Minister is here for taking any questions or telling her views.
Yeah, I will just add to that. I am Shant Puru, I am Development Commission Handicrafts in the Ministry, and I am also Director of NIFT. And today we were having a NIFT today convocation in which Honorable Minister was the chief guest. So the Ministry is adopting a holistic approach so that Handloom, Handicraft, Fashion Institute all work together in order to achieve the common goal. And the common goal is that all our artisans and all our viewers get their due. And our rich heritage, rich cultural heritage of crafts and weaves should be preserved. So towards that motive, we hold such exhibitions all over India in different cottage emporium outlets as well as urban hearts and all, in which the offices of Development Commission Handicraft and offices of Development Commission organized by CCIC with the collaboration of the Office of Development Commission Handloom, in which, as MD said, that we have more than 70 weavers from all over India. And we are really fortunate to have Honorable Minister of the State amongst us. And right now the Parliament session is on, so she has just come from the Parliament. And there also everybody is concerned about the rights of weavers and artisans. I would request Honorable MOS to...
चैत्री नवरात्रि की शुरुआत है, नया साल भी है और कन्वोकेशन डे के ऊपर मैं जब यहाँ आई थी तो आज हैंडलूम हैंडीक्राफ्ट के एक्सपो का एक एग्जीबिशन लगा है। पूरे भारत में से आने वाले लोगों ने आज यहाँ पे पार्ट लिया है। डिफरेंट जैसे देखा जाए तो जम्मू कश्मीर से भी है, पश्चिम बंगाल से भी है, राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश, कलकत्ता, सभी जगह से आए हुए लोग ने अपनी अपनी चीज़ें यहाँ पे शोकेस की है। तो चेन्नई में जैसे एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के नाते हम लोगों ने सोचा कि सबसे ज़्यादा साउथ में टेक्सटाइल से जुड़ी हुई चीज़ें, साड़ी और कॉटन की चीज़ें मिलती है, वहाँ बाकी भारत के देश में जो मिलने वाली चीज़ें भी यहाँ पे मिलती है, और इसी का एग्जीबिशन में आज यहाँ पे हम आए।
So, friends, the Honorable Minister said that today there was the National Institute of Fashion Technology convocation of students graduating, which she has presided over, and she was so happy to see people from everywhere, all over India out there, especially in Tamil Nadu, the rich heritage and of textile and handloom in Tamil Nadu, and that is why she has organized this under her guidance. This exhibition has been organized in Chennai, wherein weavers from Tamil Nadu as well as all states from Jammu and Kashmir to UP to Andhra, Calcutta, West Bengal, Odisha, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, whole India, in the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, One India and Excellent India. That is has been organized under her guidance and from the Ministry or Union Ministry of Textiles.
What kind of welfare measures you are doing for artisans and weavers? Retirement. So what kind of measures you have taken, Central Government?
Facilities for weavers and artisans.
That see, we provide various supports to artisans. For example, they are given training, if at all they need some training, both hard skill and soft skill training. Normal training, and then the training called Guru Shishya Parampara, in which an expert and awardee artisans give them a specialized training. That is one part. Secondly, in the handicraft department, we give free toolkit up to rupees 10,000. And in handloom, looms are provided to the weavers up to rupees 20,000, in which 20% the weaver has to pay. These are, and then all over India we have got a network of field offices. Like in handloom we have got 28 weaver service centers all over India. Like in Chennai we have Kanchipuram, we have another one. And these weaver service centers are basically a place where weavers can go, can undergo training. They can learn about the weaving facility, the dyeing facility, the printing facility. And we also have design resource center in these weaver service centers. Similarly, in handicraft also we have got handicraft service center. For example, we have a handicraft service center in Chennai and also in other places, Salem and other places in this state. In addition, we have got various marketing, like this is one marketing event. So all over India, we have got several marketing events called Gandhi Shil Bazaar or Craft Bazaar or exhibitions, in which artisans and weavers from all over India are invited. We pay them to and fro charges, and also they don't have to pay for the stall. They are also paid some freight charges. So these are some support. Of course, I fully agree that maybe out of 35 lakhs weavers and 30 lakh artisans, 65 lakh artisans and weavers, every year we can reach directly only up to 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh artisans and weavers only in a year. But these are only direct beneficiaries. Indirectly, many more are benefited. But your question was that one artisan, lifelong he remains artisan only. That was your question. That's a very good question. I would like to add into that now we try that the artisan becomes trader himself. Normally what happens, artisans are part of the trading system, so middlemen. So if artisan himself becomes a trader, like here artisan has himself become a trader, that is one of possibilities. Secondly, if he wants to open up his own e-portal, he wants to market his products through e-portal, then in that connection also government is ready to support that. So that is the process in which he is promoted, upgraded from artisan to trader himself.
So what are we doing to promote handloom as an art? As an art, it's being consumed only by other people, and the views are very.
You will find lehenga and salwar suit also. So that is one way of product diversification. So that is one way of product diversification in which more attractive and smaller handloom products can be seen. That is one. And secondly, we encourage. We do organize some workshops or seminars in these colleges in order to promote that. And you are right, absolutely right, that the general impression is that this thing of our grandparents for your generation. But now handloom is one thing which is, we should be a product of the niche market and high-end market. Because all of us know that it's made of hand, it becomes expensive because much of time is given in order to make it. But still, young generation, we try to reach out to them, and much more has to be done in that.
Lakhs of artisans are still reeling under the impact from the pandemic. What will the ministry do to help them revive now? Is there a way that the ministry can devise to buy stocks from them directly, or?
See, directly, like Cottage Emporium is one way. Central Cottage Emporium, where we are sitting right now. This is central PSU of the ministry. Similarly, every state government has its own corporation. Like we have got Coptex or Papuhar of Tamil Nadu, and similarly every state has that. So all these corporations have few societies, handloom and handicraft societies, associated with them. At least from those societies, they are buying products. But still, that becomes a very small part of the entire range. I really admit that. One additional thing which was done last year after COVID broke out, that is the GEM portal. You know, there is a portal called GEM of Government of India. So all the government purchases by the state government, central government, the PSUs have to be done by that portal. So handicraft artisans and handloom weavers, now nearly more than 2 lakh of them have been onboarded on that GEM portal. So as a result of that, all the purchases by the central government, state government and PSUs, whenever they have to buy, they can buy these handloom and handicraft products through these artisans. Although just the beginning, so far as nearly 1.5 crore, 150 crore products have been sold from this portal, and nearly 2 lakh artisans and weavers have been onboarded. That is one. And secondly, when this pandemic was on, many virtual fairs were organized by the Government of India Ministry, by both the Handicraft Export Promotion Council and Handloom Export Promotion Council. So in these virtual marketing fairs, many of the foreign buyers participated. So although it did affect, pandemic did affect these people, but the moment the pandemic was off, we have started organizing many marketing events. Like normally we organize only 200 marketing events, but this year we are organizing nearly 400 marketing events, so that many of these products are also sold.
Also, I just like to add that the weavers and who are here, they are directly selling all items, and they are being paid for bringing their items here. They are being given a allowance for stay for this period. So it is zero expenses from their side. There is no charges for any stall. Everything is being borne by the Ministry of Textiles.
Is there any proposal for putting silk mark, quality silk mark? For silks they are putting silk mark. For gold they are putting hallmark for quality. Is there any proposal like that?
Silk mark is already there. I'm sorry, I don't deal with that. I can't say in detail. But silk mark is already there. आपके पास भी silk mark product
For various items, but there is hallmarking for silk.
silk mark is already
There is
there.
hallmarking for hand.
Silk mark is already there.
So you
market or handloom market?
you put the producer's name and their background.
Okay, their name itself.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah, that's a very selective thing. I mean, that is being done on a very selective basis. Some of the
Silk gurus and national awardees, they are there because we have many lakhs, 20 lakh this thing. And then there is a copyright issue, and then there will be a problem between them, between the artisans. That is why it is done like
no,
this.
but what he means is that traceability thing. That which artisan has made it.
Made it,
Particularly.
Painting
Yeah,
has,
background.
because there is a copyright issue, sir. You can't make out who's. But the whole purpose is that when anybody buys anything from Central Cottage Industries Emporium, they know it is genuine. And secondly, it is handcrafted. And it is from all over India. Any place, village, small place, big place, sourcing is from everywhere. So that is one very big thing. All foreign buyers, tourists, they make it a stop to come here. Any website, tourist website, foreign you see, it would have been mentioned that when you buy, go to Central Cottage and you will get genuine product at genuine price. It is by the Ministry of Textiles.
So numerous websites have popped up in the recent months, especially during the
We have a
pandemic,
website.
that sell fake silk materials and all that stuff. So it has actually increased during the pandemic time. So what is the ministry doing to curb it? Like, are we taking any steps to stop all those things?
Yes, sir, that is true. There are some people who will have, who will make a website with a name very similar to the name of, say, Cottage Emporium. So we have trademarked many trademarks, and we have also more than 12 website names, domain names that we have registered. So it is, and if you find anybody is having any fake this thing, then legal notice is also served. We serve legal notice also, because we have to provide the artisan a credible platform for sale.